Back at it again with the Floating Head Chronicles. Happy Tuesday, Monday's ugly fucking brother. Coming at you hot from a story from Worcester. I want to give a shout out to Brad Patrician at the Worcester TNG for this lovely gem of an article, because what the fuck. So to break it down for you, there was TikTokers that decided that they were going to be like Chris Hansen. I mean, and let's just face it, y'all. Chris Hansen is the best. I grew up on him. One of my favorites. That man is talented. We all recognize him. We all know his voice when he tells you to come and sit down. This is the most non-confrontational approach here to do it right with law enforcement. So please, do not do what these kids did. Well, I mean, they're not kids, but the kids to me. But let's not do this on our own. And, let's let the proper, if you find something, by all means, please contact Chris Hansen. Call the police. I don't know, but don't do it yourself, okay? So to break it down, there was some university students at Assumption University that got themselves into a pickle. There is a lot of different pieces of evidence for this. Like it says here, 45 pages of police reports obtained by the Telegram and Gazette show officers sifted through video recordings, explicit messages, conflicting stories. There was a lot that went on. Okay, so college students, one in particular, decides that he's going to catch a predator. And he starts talking, acting like he's a 17-year-old girl and using some of the females that were at the college. And this is, listen, allegedly, because the innocent until proven guilty. However, the person was 22 years old, this guy, and he was thinking he was meeting up with a 17-year-old, although she was 18 and pretending, and they were just going back and forth with messages, trying to get this guy to come over to the college, the university. So they were exchanging messages on dating apps as well as Instagram. Explicit conversations were had, and they have him come down to the hall. So 74 seconds later, the man is seen emerging from the hall on surveillance video, chased by dozens of students before running to his car, and then driving away. This was posted. You guys can watch the videos. The video is a little crazy because these people just, of course, it goes down to the chain, right? You're like, okay, so-and-so tells her friend, and then somebody leaks it out, and they hear minor, and they just like, oh, we're going to help. So they figured that they would all go together and catch this guy physically, and didn't think twice about it. Now, the videos show the man was sitting next to the female that was playing, like she's 17, on a couch, watching baseball. Students around him and make accusations that he's meeting a 17-year-old. So he begins to walk away, and then students put their hands on him. He walks towards the door, and then, they see him. Like, you'll see a video where him sprinting to his car, and he's being attacked by these people. It's mob style and a little crazy. Now, legal consent in Massachusetts is 16 years old. This is, guys, it's like, yes, I get it. You want to catch people that are doing, inappropriate things and shouldn't be doing that. However, I don't know. It's not really a far-fetched big age gap to me. At 17 and 22, I think it'd be worse if it was like 14, 13, then I'd be a little grossed out. I don't know. Maybe it's just a me thing. But still, if you're trying to do it and you got this evidence, then show the local law enforcement. Now, these people come out here with their pitchforks because they're hearing predator. And all of us, even me as a parent, if I heard that there was a predator, I'd be there too, pitchfork. Because children, no, that's an absolute no. Now, of course, after that, someone called the police, and they said that he was assaulted, hit in the back of the head, and the car door was slammed on him. But they ended up catching this guy. He escaped to the church, and that he told them a story like he's been lonely and feeling down because his grandmother passed away, yada yada. Now, he says he believed that she was 18 years old, and he doesn't want to be falsely labeled as that online because he believed her to be 18 years old. And they literally were trying to hold him down, as you could read. There was a lot of he said, she said between the individuals because obviously people realized that this escalated a lot quicker than they thought. Now, obviously, all of these university students that partaked in this activity without calling the proper authorities were all charged. So now nothing is going up against this guy, but every one of them is facing charges for holding him back, keeping him in there. They did a story check and kind of, he said, hey, he went in there and they were trying to keep him in the building and not let him go against his will. And then they're saying that he left on his own accord, and then they chased him when he got outside. So obviously, cameras and everything, you're gonna see the facts and kind of break it down from both sides. But that guy, I'm sure he's gonna be very careful about who he talks to going forward. But as you see, students were receiving messages, so it was like football players were involved. Of course, now you know it was a problem, right? Like, the whole school's going to know about it, and now everybody's going to rally. Now, once they investigated a little further, they actually found out that there was like some sort of a plan. They were told to sit down, act natural, or hide, and they were trying to get this guy to admit to things and taking the law into their own hands. At this point, this is when it escalated. And there was a group chat, but that had all been deleted. Everybody had deleted them. I don't know if it was a unanimous decision, what the hell happened, but still, you can still get back in there. We already know, especially in Massachusetts, we've learned through Karen Reed case that you can get a lot of that data that you've deleted from the cloud. So shout outs to the cloud. But this guy notated that a viral TikTok trend had been for self-proclaimed sleuths to catch a predator in homage of the former NBC show starring Chris Hansen, and multiple students admitted this was their motivation. Like, Chris Hansen, we freaking love you, man, but like, please tell the others, do not do this shit on your own, okay? You need proper people to do this and take it down the right way. And man, I mean, I love you. I think we all should idolize you. However, you had a crew of people behind you, not just, some college students, because clearly we could see that didn't go very well for anybody. Here is all the students that are being charged. You guys can look further. I don't want to name drop them all. But this is where they start getting into the conflicting he said, she said. Then they broke down how they got him to meet up, and it was very planned out, pinging, having like every little step of the way, so with video proof and everything. So good luck to these students. Now, obviously, when the students is talking, they didn't have intent to harm, but obviously it escalated a lot further. But you think about it, your emotions are involved in this, and I think all of us stand united when we say that we want to protect our children and we want to protect our youth, and we want to catch all predators and have them spend the rest of their lives getting help, because obviously it's a sickness. But let's just make sure that we get the proper authorities involved. You can sleuth around all you want and try to, you can't catch them all. There's too many of them in the world, unfortunately. But yeah, if you do it the right way, then you get the police involved and have proof, you definitely could help out. Now, obviously, the guy that started this whole plan is the one that's got this more serious charges of false imprisonment, physical A and B, and assassination of his character, because they're saying that he labeling him as a pedo and he's not. So I don't know what's going to happen in this case, but like, he's punishable up to 10 years in prison for all 5 students. So this is a life lesson. Tell your friends, y'all. Call Chris Hansen or the police.